Alright guys, so today I want to talk about something that is going to interest you if you want to speed up the fat loss without making it, too difficult or too unsustainable or, you know, rebounding, binging, whatever. And there are things you can do to speed things up a little bit. It's that time of year where people want to look good, on the beach, on holiday, vacation, that kind of thing. So, and I wrote an email to the email list last week, and it was quite popular. It got a lot of responses and engagement and that kind of thing. So I'm going to basically read the email briefly, and then I'm going to talk more about each point. So it's titled Seven Fat Loss Accelerators. It was either six or seven. How to shred faster without it becoming unsustainable. So the first point was utilizing 36-hour fasts, which is something that was popularized last year by a client that I had who was in one of the fat loss challenges. And he was doing this every Monday. Definitely don't do these on the weekends, like it doesn't really work because you got things going on. But on a Monday is a really good idea, a really good time to do this. And it just forces the calorie deficit. It kind of shocks your body almost, and it forces you to burn the fat. And then I would also say you definitely don't want to train on Monday if you're going to do it on Monday. Train on the other days and then train hard and then have plenty of protein, and then that's how you kind of offset the potential for muscle loss. So if you just train on the other days, take the Monday as a focused fat loss day. That can really get things moving for you quickly. It's also great if you're like pre-diabetic or you've got higher blood sugar levels. That'll fix things really quickly. On the topic of sugar, the second point is cutting out all sugar. It's kind of obvious. In this email I put, sugar is the devil. Not only does it rot your teeth, it also rots your arteries, your soul, and expands the hell out of your fat cells too. And it's true. And it's addictive as well. Yeah. Sugar, get rid of it. It's just going to slow things down for you and make you unhealthy as well. Alcohol, same thing. Cut out alcohol, that's point three. It's fun, especially on the weekends with other people and that kind of thing. But it is just empty calories. So, point number four, this one's important because it's a little bit different to what I normally say. If you really want to step things up and lose more than a pound per week, or kick yourself out of maintenance, or homeostasis or a plateau, do fasted cardio every single morning. Even 30 minutes a day, for most people, say you're 170 pounds, 180 pounds body weight, even 30 minutes a day, that's going to be an extra 300 calories a day. It's going to push your maintenance calories up by 300 a day. That could take your daily deficit from 500 to 800 a day, or in fat loss terms, that could take you from 4 pounds per month to 7 pounds per month. So if you look at it from like a month to month standpoint, that's a pretty huge difference. And it's daily fasted cardio. And again, if you lift weights either separately to that or just after, and then you have the protein afterwards, that can work really well without burning muscle mass. It's just going to come from your fat stores if you do everything else correctly. So daily fasted cardio is a very, very almost like a guaranteed way to speed things up a little bit. Point five was to take Tonkat Ali if you're not already doing. Especially if you've not taken it before, it's a guaranteed way to kick your testosterone up by, I think the numbers were like 37% within 4 weeks, which is significant. Especially if you're like quite a long way off the ideal range already. Like the lower you are, the more of a difference that's going to make relatively. And then obviously the more testosterone you've got, the easier it is to maintain muscle mass. Your training's going to be more effective. You're going to recover from it faster. And when your muscles are recovering that well, it forces the calorie deficit to be just purely using the fat stores. Because if you're in a deficit, you can the energy's coming from one of two things. It's either coming from the muscle or the fat. There's not much on my biceps, but you get the point. And the more anabolic things are, the higher your testosterone is, the more it forces it to come from your fat stores. So that's point 5. Point 6 is to remove all sauces from meals. I realise that's not going to be very popular because sauces make everything tastier, but it's true. If you're getting, I don't know, 200 or 300 calories of mayonnaise or salad dressings or whatever onto your meals every day, that's 300 calories that could just disappear. Um, or if you wanted to do a halfway house, just like use the really low fat versions. And I know fat is supposedly perfect, and eat as much fat as possible, but in the real world, fat is a lot of calories. If you're gonna have loads of fats, get it from eggs and steak. Don't get it from sauces. It's just empty calories. Cutting those out every day will lead to 2,000 calories per week, 2,100. That's an extra 2/3 of a pound of fat loss per week just from cutting out sauces. So it's well worth doing. And the point 7, you could argue this might be the biggest point for a lot of guys watching this. And this is taking your protein closer to 200 grams a day. Obviously, when I'm writing an email like this, I can't list out the ideal protein intakes for every single person reading the email because I'd be there all night. But I have to generalize. Obviously, if you're 120 pounds watching this, you're not going to need anywhere near that much. Obviously, if you're 240 pounds and you're jacked already, you might need more than that. So, but in the past, I've used the 150 grams of protein per pound kind of benchmark for most people. If you're eating less than 150 and you're not tiny and you're not a woman, you're not getting enough protein. You could be more muscular, you could be more satiated, and you could be burning more calories for free just purely from the thermic effect of food. Because protein is more metabolically expensive than fats or carbs. Do you need 200? Well, that depends on the individual, but if you're 170 pounds and you've got a bit of muscle and you're doing a lot of training, and you want to step up the rate of fat loss, yeah, I would push for 170, 180, 185, that kind of ballpark, closer to 200, which was the point. Again, you're going to get extra calorie burn for nothing. You're going to recover a little bit better from all the training. You're going to be fuller. It just makes everything body composition related easier. So yeah, protein is a huge deal. It's more is better up to a certain point. Once you get into 250 grams a day, that's probably a waste of time. Like, that's probably too much, but more is better up to a certain threshold, and that depends on the individual. But I guess to wrap it up, if you really do want to speed the fat loss up, I do follow those 7 points. But if you wanted those 7 points kind of put into an easy to follow plan, the Ripped 30 challenge, which I've it's almost ready for release, but it was on sale on the weekend. That is going to be released this coming weekend, and it's got all 7 of those points in there. Tons of protein, fasted cardio, occasional 36-hour fast. Basically, it's going to get you burning fat very, very quickly in a way that is enjoyable as possible, which is the whole point, really. But yeah, the Ripped 30 challenge. The link is in the bio. You know what to do. Just click the link and you'll be able to see that. Um, I think you're going to love it. No, you will love it. It gets results, guaranteed. The guys in there so far, the testers are loving it. And the doors will be closing on the current price point on Sunday. So you have a few days to get in there. So, all right, I'll see you in the next one.